Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and taking the time, especially in the middle of a Thursday afternoon, holiday season, towards the end of the week. We want to make sure that you walk away with nuggets today. I know I say this every week, every podcast, webinar, all the above, but I feel like it's so important, right? We don't want to waste our time, your time. We want to make sure that you remember these things. Come next week, come January 1st of 2024, you have to have your plan in place, right? And I don't care if it's a dream board, a piece of loose leaf paper, part of your notes app. You have to make sure you have everything itemized, numbered, and with goals in place. Hey, by February 22nd, I want to have all my social media pages up, and I want to make sure my CRM tool is being used properly, and I have emails going out every week or month or newsletters, whatever it is. You got to jot this down so you do not forget, because we all know we get so excited, right, the day of, and we're like, oh, this is going to change my life, my company, my family, and then in a week or two, you forgot half of what we discussed today. So we don't want that to happen. And what we did today to make sure that you're listening to every word, every slide, is we're going to ask a question at the end of the webinar. So right before 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the question has to do with what we're going over on today's slides. Whoever answers first and correctly, we're going to announce your name at the end, and you won the Apple iWatch, the brand new Apple Watch. Okay, so that's a big item for the holiday season. We're also going to throw in the IUL prospecting book. So that's about a $500 value between both. So again, make sure you're paying attention, please. I can't stress it enough. So what we're talking about today, and I don't want to take up too much time. We have Beth, who handles all agent support on the marketing side in the office. She is going to speak for about 20 or 30 minutes or so today. And keep in mind, when you look at the 100-foot overview of Levinson and Associates, right? We now have 26 employees. We're in 4 different states. We have agents in just about every city in the U.S. So we brought on Beth to focus on Insure Me Now Direct. Okay. So that's part one. Part two was to focus on helping our agents in this crazy, fast moving marketing space, right? Because what we found is even the most successful agents that are making millions of dollars a year, half of them don't even have a website, okay, or a social media page. So it just makes me think about, wow, you know what, Beth? They need your help, right? They need to pick your brain and to find out what's working for Bob, and maybe Shirley can utilize those things or vice versa, whatever it is. So my point is, reach out to Beth when it has to do with Insure Me Now Direct, or maybe you have some questions or need some tips when it comes to marketing. She is here to help you. Okay, all Levinson active agents can utilize her as a resource anytime. Okay, so that's her goal. She's in our South Florida location at our headquarters. So please reach in. Do not be shy. In fact, pick up the phone as soon as we hang up today's presentation. Okay, I want to make sure you're comfortable, and she's here to help. Okay, let's switch gears for a second. Excuse me. So, what I want to talk about, and actually, before I jump in, we launched our podcast, the 47th episode we launched last night. So make sure you check that out on your favorite podcast channel, YouTube, our website. It's free. I want to hear your comments. Okay, let me know what you think. It's a great new carrier launch that also is, think about this for a second, going to be on Insure Me Now Direct by year end. So it's a huge podcast, great company, 173 years old. Definitely an episode you need to check out. And again, I want to hear your thoughts. Okay, so today, what we're doing today is we are going over marketing in a box. Okay, this was Beth's idea, and I don't want to steal her thunder. So we had a part one version that was about 70 minutes or so. What we're going to do, I'm not going to send this out over the weekend. by next weekend, okay, give us a couple weeks, we're going to send out part one, which maybe you have seen or maybe you haven't. And then we're going to also include today's presentation. So we're going to send that out in a couple weeks. But today is Marketing in a Box part two. And I told Beth when she had this great idea, I said, listen, take all of these agents that are calling and emailing, take all the greatest questions and your answers and put them into a presentation. And then I want to share this with all 23,000 agents. And that's what we're doing today. So that's why we have a part two, which is what we're touching on this afternoon. And what I also want to do is you're going to see and hear a lot about social media, technology, CRM tools. Some of you are going to get this like the back of your hand. Others are going to think this is done in a different language. Okay. So as we're going, if there's something you want to utilize, maybe a platform we offer for free, or maybe it's something you want to learn more about that we don't offer, just write it down. Okay. And then we'll circle back as soon as we hang up, or use that Q&A box. There's a question pane, right, that you can minimize or expand. That's part of the GoToWebinar software. So you can type in as we go today, and we will get back to every single one of you. We want to hear from you, good, bad, and different. Please jump in. And then what we're also going to do is send out a thank you email to every participant that's on today's call live with us, okay? And we're going to include a lot of this information and material in that thank you email you'll have before we wrap up today. Okay, switching gears here. So what I want to do real fast is I want to talk about a couple of points and things, ideas, strategies that I personally have been thinking about prior to today's webinar. We want to make sure we're helping our agents, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're 18 years old, 79, 86, doesn't make a difference, okay? We have some of you, right, that are in their 80s, literally, okay? In fact, one of you that I'm thinking of right now that wrote the largest case in Levinson history, over $1 million of target premium, and he generated a lead on Facebook, okay? So don't think, oh, this is just for the kids, they're on Instagram and Facebook and it's not for me. BS. It's for all of you. If you want to be a successful insurance agent in 2023 and 4, you need to be on social media. You need to have an online presence. You need to have a website, okay? And what I'm going to share with you now, and like it or not, fight it or not, okay, the younger generation. And when I say the younger generation, I'm talking about, let's say, 50 to 55 and under. They don't want to jump on a phone call. They don't want you at their living room table on a Wednesday night anymore. Okay? That's just the way it is. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying everyone. I'm just saying for the most part, this is a new world now. It's very fast paced. Everybody wants answers and questions in seconds. And if it's not fast enough or easy enough, they move on to the next agent or IMO or carrier, okay? What does that mean? You as a salesperson, you have to have the technology, the tools to be able to get back to these consumers quickly, okay, with the right information. Okay, in my job, you have to remember, is to service and recruit as many agents and agencies as possible that write good business. So I hear all the stories. Okay, you have to think about that. We don't sell on a retail level, but I've been doing this for over 25 years now. So I hear everything, good, bad, and different. And what we're finding, especially in the last, really since COVID happened a few years back, consumers, let's say up to the age of 50 to 60, okay, we'll call it that, they want a quote via email, okay? They want to ask a question with a reply email. They want you to send them the e-app and a link right back. Most of the time, they don't even want to talk to you on the phone. They want to send you the application back. They want you to get it processed. And if they don't get an answer within a week or two, they're going to be emailing again. Okay, what does this tell you? It tells you that you better have your emails and text on your phone. Okay, you got to check your phone, even if it's a Saturday or Sunday. You got to get back to these people with answers, okay, with solutions and with correct information quickly. Again, because they're going to go to the next agent if not. They're not waiting 3, 4 business days for you to get back to them. They're on to the next person already. So keep that in mind. It's very, very important. When I hear about all of these e applications, okay, and we have thousands at any given time that go through this office, when I hear about those and I hear the numbers 50, 60% of these agents haven't even spoken to that consumer on a phone call, okay, that's a new world. 10 years ago, it was the opposite. If you didn't see them face to face or talk on the phone, they weren't buying anything from you. They didn't trust you, okay? They wanted to see someone face to face. That's not the way it is now. So you have to cater to that, okay? You have to believe in what you're selling, right? You have to make sure whatever you're out there pitching on the phone, on a YouTube channel, on a podcast, on a webinar, that you believe and trust the product and the carrier and the solution. So make sure you buy a policy on yourself. Okay? Go through the steps. It's very important. Okay? A great story on Sunday, and I'm not going to rant anymore because we're already 14 minutes in. I thought this was important and relevant for today's presentation. I'm on a boat ride Sunday with 9 other people, and one of the guests on the boat happened to be the CFO for Walt Disney World Company. Okay, his name is Edgar. He's the CFO for the licensing and marketing department for Walt Disney World for over 20 years. Okay, very interesting man. And I shook his hand and we had conversation. And the one question that I was begging to ask him, and I wanted to know the answer, was, Edgar, I said, I have a question for you. I want to know how come every time I've been to Disney World, right? And by the way, I know most of us have been there at one time or another, at least in Los Angeles or Orlando. Okay, by the way, I just found out there's like 8 other Disney Worlds all over the globe, which I had no idea. Very interesting. But how come every time you're at the park, it doesn't matter if it's a janitor cleaning the bathroom, if it's the ride attendant at the new ride called Tron, if it's the person serving corn dogs, right, in in China and at Epcot, right? It doesn't matter who you come across. Every Disney employee has a pin perfect uniform on. They smile. They're happy to help you. They go the extra step. Okay. They think outside the box. In fact, you can't upset them. You can't. You try to get them a little crazy by asking too many questions or kind of pushing the envelope a little bit. It's not going to happen. So I said, Edgar, what type of training do these people go through to provide this customer experience? Because it's insane. We have 26 employees here, 4 different states. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes, yeah, it could be challenging. Okay? Let's be honest here. And I think you can agree, right? It can be challenging. You want to make sure everybody is performing like you would expect them to with your customers. And for us, it's our agents. So Edgar says to me, Bill, you know what it is? He said they all have a passion for what they do. They wear it on their sleeve. They want to be part of this huge culture. It's like a religion almost. And they can't wait to get in. And when they finally get a job, and it doesn't matter if they're cleaning the windows at Spaceship Earth, they do it with a smile because they're so happy to be part of this. And the passion is there. And once they're in, most of the time they never leave. So that makes me think about agents, about us. You have to believe in what you do. You have to love what you do, helping these families at a time of crisis, at a time of an emergency, a sickness, a death in the family. And then guess what? You come in as Superman or Superwoman with a death benefit check for $1 million tax free. Okay. I would be pretty proud of that. Okay. Do you believe in that? Absolutely. That's why we do what we do. So you can't forget at the end of the day, yeah, the commissions are great. Is this company advanced? What's the cheapest term? Ba ba ba. Okay, yeah, all of that is important, but most important is helping these customers, these families, right? You're helping keeping these little kids, 2 and 7 years old, in their house because the breadwinner just passed. Now they're able to stay in their home and go to college or private school or all the above. Why? Because you brought up this idea. Okay? My last point here, we were talking about it earlier. I just saw a great podcast on the guy is he's a celebrity rapper. He's an author. He was in a few movies. He goes by the name of Jeezy, Young Jeezy. It's Jeezy. I'm sure most of you have heard of him. And he was talking about, he was being open on this podcast and being real, and he was saying how he thought, like, in this crazy childish way years ago, he couldn't believe he had these Lamborghinis, these Rolls Royce cars, these beautiful mansions, and millions of dollars, but he never had health insurance. He said, "What was I thinking?" And guess what? A few years back, he got diagnosed with cerebral palsy. His entire face was out of line. And guess what? He had no insurance. Okay. Not only was he out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, but he was out. He couldn't perform for almost a year. He thought, no way, this couldn't happen to me. I'm a young, healthy guy. Guess what? It happened. So my point is, you as the agent, you need to come up with these ideas and share these product solutions with the public. Okay? And guess what? If he had health insurance and you were the one that sold it to him, you're Superman or Superwoman. You did the right thing. You turned a family around. And let's face it, most families don't have millions and millions like Jeezy. So imagine what that could destroy a family, kids, their future. Okay, so that's how you need to think, like the Disney worker that's cleaning the toilets. Okay, they have passion. They believe in what they're doing for the big cause of Disney World. Okay, the big picture. So that's how we have to think, and it comes across on the phone or in your marketing. So anyway, we can't forget that. Very important. Okay. Also, let's jump into the first slide here. What I want to mention in this new world now, and it's extremely important, you have to have the basics, okay? And Beth is going to dive into that, but when you hear her speak, yes, she's going to come across from all angles and talk about all corners of the marketing world. Doesn't mean you have to do everything, okay? But pick a few important pieces and let's get the ball rolling, especially by the new year. Okay, I know it's going to change your business, which guess what? That helps our business, right? The more cases you write, that helps us and it helps the carrier. Most important, helps the families. Okay, this is our live agent expo. So we just launched the date. Make sure you are there, April 12th of 24. In fact, our qualification period. Now this is free for all active agents, but starting at just 30,000. Okay, and we combine life and annuity premium. You get one free night at our beachfront resort or round trip airfare and 2 free nights at our beachfront resort. Okay, the premium levels are on the bottom. And by the way, that screenshot that you're looking at, that is a picture from the actual hotel itself. That's the back of the resort. Okay, so it's going to be an awesome time. It's all day Friday, and then if you want to spend the weekend on the beach, even better. Okay, especially coming out of the cold from up north, couldn't be a perfect time. So make sure you're there and you save that date, April 12th. Let's keep moving forward. By the way, make sure you get in the premium and apps now because we want to pay for round trip airfare and 2 free nights on us, period. Testimonials, so important, okay? Do you remember in the beginning of the presentation, I said, hey, leave a review, okay? Check out my podcast. Tell me what you think. Leave a review. I say it on every webinar and podcast, okay? It's so important. Why? Because I'm going to take those reviews. It's not a secret. And I want to make sure they're on our Facebook page. And I want to make sure other agents that are kind of kicking the tires see those reviews, okay? Why? because you know you're great at what you do, and these other people should know the same, but they're not going to believe me or you. They're going to believe your customers. Okay? So you got to start thinking like this. Anyway, I love this one, top left corner. Hello, Heidi. Thank you for taking the time to explain things to me today. I don't write life insurance as of now. I probably should. So every time I do, it seems brand new to me. I've said this to others there. You guys have the best back office that I have dealt with. All of you are knowledgeable. Now, listen to this last part, and proficient, and you answer the phones. Okay, in today's new world, it's rare for IMOs to actually pick up a phone. You're usually talking to an automated answering service. Just think about that. That's not rocket science. Remember what I said about customer service in this fast new world? Pick up the phone, be available for your customers. And in this case, you, the agent, you're our customer. We got to pick up the phone and not after 17 and a half rings. Okay? Very important. On the bottom, Beth is exceptional, always outstanding service, Matt. And then on the top right hand corner, I was just honored by a call from the president, Mr. Kerry Levinson himself, regarding my satisfaction with our call this morning. You know what this really smacks up firsthand are my marginal digital skills that we may have touched on when we spoke. Kerry was nonetheless gracious with a warm welcome to your agency, which of course I appreciate. They don't expect Kerry, the president, to actually get on a phone call, okay, in today's new world. That's ludicrous, okay? We're human beings. We care. We're here every day. We're not on some boat fishing for a 9-day trip, okay, in the middle of the year or a year end. Never. We're here to help our agents. We're on the phone, okay? We're here for you. And you got to do the same for the consumer, period, okay? That's how you build a reputation, okay? It's so important. Okay, let's keep moving forward. By the way, just like I'm telling you to do with your consumer, leave a review, comment, feedback on our Facebook page or our Google review page. Okay, please jump in, feel free. I send you the IUL prospecting book for free once you do that. Okay, and again, don't listen to what we say, watch what we do. I say it all the time. Okay? Yeah, you don't have to go out and I say this constantly. In fact, it's one of my positive Tuesday quotes. You go in, you change a few spokes, use similar ideas, make it your way, your style. Okay? Put your spin on it. Very important. Okay, with that said, left hand corner, this is our Levinson Life and Annuity Leader. So, what this is in a nutshell, and just think about this, we have 90 carriers, thousands of products on the life and annuity and supplemental product side. Okay, you need a one stop shop to check on all the latest products, riders, what's hot, what's not. That's why we came up with the Levinson Leader 411. We send this out every other week, and it includes all of the latest and greatest with here at Levinson and with the 90 plus carriers. So very simple. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, I'm almost done, by the way, and then Beth is going to take over. This is something that is very close to my heart. And if you've known me for a while or you know me well, it's all about giving back, right? And again, you should be doing the same, okay? And there's nothing wrong with marketing a charity, a donation, right? If you're part of the soccer club, right, and you sponsor home games or home game lunches, whatever it is, there's nothing wrong. You have a picture with you and the soccer team, and you pay for lunch every Wednesday at 12 o'clock or Sundays or whatever it is. Show your consumers this. Be proud of giving back to the community. Okay? It's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Left hand side. This was during the Thanksgiving week. Okay, we provided 1,000 meals to underprivileged children and families that don't have a Thanksgiving dinner or meal. Okay, on the right hand side, this is Toys for Tots. The rally is this Saturday. Okay, we're a silver sponsor, so we write a check, okay, to Toys for Tots every year, and then we bring a trunk load of unwrapped toys for the children in need that don't have gifts for Christmas or Hanukkah. Okay? So it's about giving back, it's doing the right thing. And by the way, all of this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you, for our agents believing in us, trusting in us. writing business with us. Okay. And by the way, this gets bigger and better every year. Okay. We don't miss a year. Okay. In fact, you're going to see we have a flyer that we're going to send out from Toys for Tots. In fact, we got a nice certificate, an award last year from the Broward Sheriff's Office. So we're very proud of this stuff. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, my last slide here, and then Beth will take the wheel. And this is great for you all, right? To make sure you make a few extra holiday bucks. This is the left-hand side life, right-hand side annuity. So very simple. Insure Me Now Direct. Okay, you know we just added Banner Life. Okay, the most competitive term product, your agent of record, full commission. It's on Insure Me Now Direct. Remember, I was talking about the new fast-paced world. Okay, imagine sending your consumer to your website. They run a quote. They sign up online. They get an instant decision. You wake up in the morning. You have a new sale done. It doesn't get any faster. Okay. You have the ultimate platform for the younger generation client that wants to be in and out quickly. Okay. You got to think like this. We now have Manhattan Life that's part of the platform. We're going to start with 2 products come the end of December, and then the rest of them in 24. Okay. Now check this out. You write your first app through the platform, $100. 5 apps, 250. Over 10, $500. And by the way, and I just want you to know, most of these products, first of all, great first year commission. Second of all, great renewals on most products on the platform. Okay? There's no difference. If you're sitting face to face with someone, you sold a $2 million term with Banner, or they went to your website and did this at 2 a.m. while you were sleeping, commission is the same, premium is the same, product is the same. Okay? Why not market this online? Okay? It's a no-brainer. Or if you met somebody at the grocery store and you give them your business card and they say, oh, I want a term quote. Okay? Oh, here, by the way, you can check out my website and you can run a quote, and if you like what you're seeing, you can buy right online in less than 11 minutes. If you have a problem or you get stuck, give me a call. I'm here for you. Have a great day, sir or ma'am. Okay? That's how simple it is. Or even better, pull it up right then and there on their smartphone. Done. Or tablet. Done. You just wrote a new case. Okay? Even if it's $10 million of 20-year term, it's okay. They're not going to get an instant decision, but they could still go through the process and then get an email 3 days later for a phone interview and still get approved within a week. Okay? This is the way to sell term products and supplemental products, period. Right-hand side, starting at $750,000 in MYGA premium, okay? 1-year membership to Cooper's Hawk Winery, or a gift card, dinner for 2 at Ruth Chris Steakhouse. So this is going to be awesome, okay? Any FIA annuities or any MYGA annuities, place them with Levinson. Here's why. Number 1, you got this incentive on the right. Number 2, don't forget you're qualifying for airfare and free room at the April 24 Levinson Expo. Okay? So with life and annuity business, think Levinson, and we will get you down here, and you'll have a nice 3-day weekend and attend the expo, and it's going to be awesome. I can promise you that. Okay, without further ado, Beth is going to take the wheel and jump into today's feature presentation. Beth?
Thanks, Bill. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our second edition of Marketing in a Box. As you can see on our first slide, we basically put it into 4 simple steps to think about how to get started. So step 1, discover your target market. Step 2, select your marketing content. Step 3, choose your advertising channel. Step 4, establish an automated follow-up system. Okay, so let's talk about how do we select our target market. I've talked to a number of people over the phone, and they'll tell me that their target market is the entire state of wherever they live, or they want to market the entire 50 states. What I usually like to tell them is start smaller, because this will allow you to tailor your marketing, determine what works and what doesn't work, and then expand outward. So basically, you want to select a region, select a consumer demographics, and then build on those results. So we've given you some select niche marketing ideas. These are just possible ideas. where you might target small business owners and their employees. You might target people that are cigar smokers or marijuana users, people that are looking for living benefits. Um, be the impaired risk specialist. Find solutions for people when they've been declined. Don't just, oh, well, sorry, I couldn't find anything for you. No, there's always a solution. We have so many carriers available. You can always contact the marketing team, and we always have something where we can help that customer. You can target, occupational specialties. Maybe you're looking at doctor's offices or lawyers or teachers. Pilots, athletes, target military personnel. As long as they are not deployed or overseas, these are additional candidates, especially if you live in an area where there's an active military base. Generational marketing, looking at those millennials, those Gen Z, those people are graduating college, they are starting their careers, they may be working in small business or a medium-sized business that doesn't offer the types of coverages that larger businesses, may still provide. This is a great way to get your foot in the door. Hitting up those clients that you already have, finding out, how many kids do you have? How are they doing? They just graduated. They just got a job. Great. Do you think they need life insurance? Can I give them a call? It's a great way to just reach out and expand your marketing and, the number of clients that you have. And every client should be considered a client that it's not just one and done. You're building on that relationship over time. Okay, Andrew? So basically, you're going to start by selecting your marketing content. And I'm sure, and I know a lot of people ask me, well, where do I get content? I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know how to do this. Well, you start with Levinson. You go into the marketing and tools. We have co-branded materials. We have brochures and flyers where we can put your agent information on it. We have social media monthly 101 tips. We have social media packages. We have digital marketing, digital media and advertising campaigns. As you can see there, there's a selection of graphics that have been produced. They're all targeting different types of situations or product, generically produced with InsureMeNow Direct. So any agent could look at a graphic and utilize it on their own Facebook or Instagram page. When you look to the right, once you have your InsureMeNow Direct website, you are eligible to look at a commercial video. So whether you're recruiting or you just want something to reach consumers, you can request a video. We add your contact information at the end of the video, and these are short videos. They're maybe under a minute, but you could take that video, put it up on YouTube, and then share that link in an email marketing, share it to social media, share it in an email that you send out to somebody. When they're, I don't understand how to do this, let me send you something to look at. When you look at our co-branded resources there, you can see we have a growing amount of materials available, and we're always looking to develop products that can benefit an agent based on, new types of situations that might be occurring. Can we go to the next slide? So one of our newest products is the Revenue Accelerator. It's a drip marketing toolkit. It works hand in hand with InsureMeNow Direct. This is a great way to target specific groups of people with specific campaigns. So as you can see on the right-hand side, there's a whole bunch of drips there. When you click on any one of those, they'll drop down. It allows you to view it in PDF on screen. You can download that PDF, or you can click on the top file that'll appear in that box and download it in Word, where you could personalize it with your own agency information. But the idea is that as you're sending out marketing, you're not targeting every single person with every single product. You're targeting a specific niche, a specific group, a specific product. Not everybody is perfect for everything. And, when you're sending out emails, you can organize your lists. These are great leads for guaranteed issue. These are great leads of people that have small children. This is a great, lead for something else. So you can really tailor everything you do to meet the needs of the person that you're sending it to, so that you're sending out quality material that they're going to read and they're going to look at. And new on InsureMeNow Direct, once you submit your first app, you can request Google Analytics. It's going to be a great plug-in feature to have on your platform, so that every month you're going to receive a report that lets you know, where are your leads coming from, how many people went to my website, where, totals on how the ads are doing. If you're running ads, maybe you run ads one month and then another month you're just putting up some posts, you can see the change in activity. And so month to month, you're going to be able to build those statistics and tailor your marketing campaigns accordingly. Let me go to the next slide. So Canva's a great tool. It's they have a free option. They also have a pro option. We have a pro option here in Levinson. It gives us access to more tools, but you could set up a free account just to check it out and see. Basically, it's a way to do some graphic design and create some flyers or things that you might need just to make your marketing look a little better. As you can see there at the bottom, I put in the keyword insurance, and it pulled up some graphics ready to go that you can personalize with your own, phone number, website, email. Use it as is, make some changes, change some colors or wording, or just update the information. Just put your contact information, and now you have a professional graphic. Now, people that don't want to do that or don't have time to do that, again, it goes back to the Levinson website. We have resources available. We post content on our social pages every single day. Go to those pages, follow them, so that when we post content, you're the first one to know. And if you need something and it meets the needs of what you're doing, download it and utilize it on your own social pages. You can also get free resources from lifehappens.com and also from limmer.com. They just require that you set up, an account, and you're off to the races. You can go to the next slide. So when you're ready to decide, I want to run some social media ads, you're going to look at, what's your advertising channel. So we're going to recommend these two particular channels, Facebook ads or Google ads. So with these two areas, a lot of people, say 40 and up, are on Facebook, and they look at Facebook to generate and get their content and their information. And then Google, obviously, everybody has Google on every device they own, and they're going to do a quick Google search. So that's why we recommend these two particular areas. An up and coming platform, it's already been launched, is Threads. It is a competitor to Twitter, which is now X. It runs similar to how Twitter used to look. If you look to the right, you'll see Bill's Threads account, where it looks very similar. You can create an account, you can post content, and you can follow people. This is becoming like a new source for digital advertising. Let me go to the next slide. So how do we get started? Well, we recommend that you have the InsureMeNow Direct website with the top carriers. The carriers that are on the platform, these have been determined to be household names, companies that people have heard of, companies that want to participate and provide that instant decision opportunity. InsureMeNow Direct becomes your call to action. When you're doing a post or you're running an ad and you put up a graphic and you put up some text, maybe you understand how to use hashtags. Now you need to tell the customer what to do, because otherwise they're just going to look at your page and keep scrolling. So now your call to action is going to be get an instant quote. Boom, put your website in there, InsureMeNow Direct. Now they have something to click on, and they will. They will click it, they will look at it, they will get a price, and be surprised at how fast and easy it is to be done in 10 or 15 minutes. Now, what you'll need to do is make sure that your Insure Me Now Direct website is up to date and that you have the top carriers available. We recommend you set up a business Facebook page. It can still be a page that is your personal name, where it might be, John Doe, agent, or it could be your business agency name. It just needs to be a business page so that you get access to all the tools that Facebook provides complimentary. If you're a business, you want to make sure you're utilizing a free Google listing. What's required with that is that you need a physical address. So even if you're working from your home, everybody works from home these days, and no one's going to just knock on your door. As long as you have an address that Google can track, they'll give you a free business listing. This is another place where you can have your website, and when somebody Googles you because they got your name as a referral, now they can, oh yes, here he is. Look, he's in my local market. With your Facebook business presence, you want to update it, make sure all the business information is current, make sure your phone number is there, your current email, have a good email address, something that, whether it's your name or it's your name it's your name of your business, or, just make sure it's really professional. You want to publish content on your Facebook page and promote your Insure Me Now Direct website. Set up messages so that your customer can contact you via Messenger. Facebook will allow you to turn that on. They don't charge you to have the Messenger feature turned on. And when somebody contacts you, whether it's 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock at night, answer them on the Messenger. Hey, thanks for reaching out. I'd love to talk with you more about this. Can I give you a call at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning? And you can basically set that appointment. Or if you feel that it's really urgent and you really think this is a hot lead, take the call at 7 o'clock at night. Take the call at 8 o'clock at night. Don't take the chance that you lose that opportunity. Let me go to the next slide. So once you select your advertising channel, we're going to start with Facebook. Facebook wants to know what your goal is. So they're going to ask you, do you want to do automated ads where they do everything for you after you load some basic information? Do you want to do A/B testing? A/B testing is a new feature in Facebook that allows you to run 2 ads and have variations on them so that you can determine which one is working better. Do you want to boost in Instagram? Do you want to get more calls? Do you want to get, more visitors to your website? Do you want to boost Facebook content? You might be putting up some posts, several times a week. Facebook is going to provide you a button to click where all you have to do is click it, give it a budget, tell it how long you want it to run, and that's the most basic ad you can run on Facebook is a boost. And it could just be a simple term life posting that you put up with your Insure Me Now Direct website. You can also try to get more messages, get more likes on your page. It's important that you have likes on your page so that people, when they look at it, they know that you're a business. So I always tell people, make sure you have a personal Facebook page, connect with all your friends and family, and then from your business page, invite them to like your business page. People like to support their friends and family. Even if they're not buying anything, they don't need anything right now, it shows credibility that you know people and that people like you and that you're trustworthy. And that helps when someone's checking out your information to see, do I want to work with this particular agent? Go to the next slide. So once you've chosen your advertising channel and you've decided how, what you want it to do based on the goal that you've set, Facebook's going to then tailor the questions it asks you in these next screens to be able to help you set up the ad. This can be done in a matter of minutes. You'll notice on the left, you're choosing your goal, which was the screen I showed you before. On the second step, you're going to add your media. So you're probably thinking, well, where do I get media? Again, you go back to Levinson Associates, look at our social media resources, look at our social media pages, grab some content. But Facebook also allows you to utilize content. They have a free built-in stock image library where you can find content as well if you wanted to tailor it a little bit more yourself. We go to our next screen. So in step 3, you're going to define your audience. And when you look at that, it's a little small. I'll just tell you what it says. So basically, you can target on income, on, male or female. You can target interests. You can target locations. In step 4, you're going to decide where you want your ad to appear. So because Meta owns Facebook, they own Instagram and a number of other platforms. Here you have your choices of running your ads on Facebook or Instagram, so you can select which platform you want to run it on. In our next screen. And here's where you set your budget. So you notice that Facebook has a sample there of $5 because maybe you're running an ad for one day. Maybe you want to run an ad for a week. Now, I recommend you run an ad longer than a day unless you're doing a special promotion or something. Typically, at least a week to get, to be able to gather some data. Maybe when it gets close to the end of that week, Facebook's going to prompt you if you want to continue that ad, so you can easily fund it again and add, more dollars to then extend it, or you can create a completely new ad. Maybe you're doing, an ad on term the first week and guaranteed issue the second week, and, the grow up plan the third week, and the fourth week you're talking about disability because that's great for business owners. So what's the rule of thumb? How do you know how much advertising dollars you should spend? Well, a common rule of thumb is that most brands use it to spend about 7 to 10% of their overall revenue on marketing activities. Of that amount, around half of it should go towards digital marketing initiatives. With that in mind, it's important to note that every company and every industry is different. Now, they're indicating also that later in this year, this past July, younger companies, say 1 to 5 years old, they should spend more, like 12 to 20% of their gross revenue on marketing because they're trying to build their business, trying to get that book of business, let people know who they are and what they do. An older company, people that have been around, this is assuming that you've already established yourself pretty well and you've been advertising and marketing pretty steadily. You could probably commit 6 to 12%. But again, there's no exact science. It's, all in what you decide you want to do and how you, want to do your marketing. We go to our next slide. Now, Google Ads works very similar. As you notice that on the right-hand side, they're going to ask you similar questions where they're going to, do you want to maximize more leads? Do you want to increase online sales, drive in-store traffic, which wouldn't really apply? Show your brand to more people, market, your app to new users. Basically, Google has tons of solutions for advertisers and companies. So get personalized advice from Google Ads, expert on growing sales, leads, and awareness. Increase your reach by connecting with potential customers across the Google network. Pick your budget, show ads locally, help customers find you. There's no budget minimum. Google often runs promotions where they'll, give you up to $500 to grow your business. And they send out mailers. So having that Google presence, having that business page, and, having been active on their platform, you'll get a mailer by traditional mail and to prompt you to do something, as well as email. This can help you drive sales, leads, site traffic by getting your business in front of people who are actively searching on Google. And let's face it, everyone's actively searching on Google. You can maximize your leads and conversions with better quality leads and enhance conversions. Increase your online sales, which would be your InsureMeNow Direct. You can track, learn, and optimize your return on investment to get unmatched audience insights, and you can stay in full control of your budget. Now, again, Google does require a Google Business account in order to run Google Ads. And we look at Google advertising as a great resource, but it is a little bit more advanced. So that's why I recommended Facebook initially, to get your feet wet and get started. If we can go to our next slide. In the example that I'm showing here, I'm looking at what Google calls a display ad. They have several different types of ads. They have a sponsored ad where when someone is searching for a business within a certain location, it'll come up on, the first 5 to 10 on a Google page. Google is looking at the IP address of the person that's looking, someone looking for something. A lot of times people will just say, and it'll automatically show up as they're typing, they're looking for insurance near me. Well, yeah, because maybe they don't want to do business with somebody in Hawaii. Maybe it just doesn't. They just think they're not going to know what I need here in Florida. So Google's going to look at the closest to them first in the search. So these are the types of things you can put in your ad. So basically, these are just some screenshots that we pulled from Google showing how to set up a basic ad. And as you can see, in step 1, you're just going to add your business info, and you can see that they make it very simple there on the right-hand side, how easy and fast it is. And as you enter the information, it lets you continue. So you've added your information. You go to the next screen. You're going to select your campaign goal. Do you want to get purchases, leads, phone calls, page views, brand awareness? And there's some other options there that aren't visible. And you're going to select that option and hit next. So we'll go to the next screen. Here's where you're going to create your ad. So you're going to, whether you utilize our professional graphics or maybe you found something, on a royalty-free site or something, you're going to add your assets, your keywords, your images, your logos, video. This is perfect for the Insure Me Now Direct video, where it's going to be short, it's going to have your contact information already in it, and it will just keep running. In step 4, you're going to choose your audience and your budget. So you can, there's going to be drop-down menus where you can pick the type of people that you're looking for and the location, and you can set how many dollars you want to spend. Let me go to our next screen. And then you're just simply going to finalize everything and launch your campaign. Google's going to confirm your payment details and submit your campaign to go live. If you're optimizing for online conversions, be sure to set up a conversion tracking before you go live. Some pro tips: you want to monitor your Google Ads to determine the best resource for your money. Switch up your ad and platform every 2 to 3 months to add new target details. Build a spreadsheet of ads currently running, and you can utilize Google. Again, use Google Sheets to keep track of the details and the ads, and where you're running the ads and how they're doing. This would be a history to better determine when changes are needed, what ads are most effective, how your clients are contacting you, whether it's Messenger, they're going through Insure Me Now Direct, or they're calling you. So we go to our next screen. So again, you can go back to our website and look at our marketing tools, and you'll see we have social media packages. If you don't want to do it yourself, we have resources available to you. So you can get an agency website design or redesign package. In option 2, we try to incorporate a balanced content strategy. They'll promote your agency 33% of the time, project you to be an expert 33% of the time with insurance articles, insurance updates and tips, and positive non-insurance posts 33% of the time, which can be inspirational quotes, tips on how to use social media, and they have a price for that. Or you can go with option 3, where you can get training, offering training on setting up Facebook pay ads. It's a 30-minute screen share session, includes setup of the first ad. You must have your website and your Facebook page already generated in order to do the coaching. Go to our next slide. LIMR statistics indicate that insurance sales are not typically made until the 5th to 12th contact with a prospect. What does that mean for you? Globally, people agree that direct messaging builds brand confidence. So as you can see in these statistics, 74% of online adults say they feel more connected with a business when they can message the business directly. 66% of online adults agree that messaging is their preferred way of communicating with a business. 66% of online adults say they more likely do business with a purchase from a company they can contact via messaging. 63% of people across generations prefer messaging over calls to emails when talking to businesses. And the reason for this is because everyone has a cell phone and everyone's busy and everyone's at work. And so if they're looking at something, they got a break, they're checking something out, and they have a question, they can quickly send you a message, go back to their desk, and you can respond and you can connect with them that way and work it out and figure out a way to, actually eventually get them on the phone. But being available via Messenger, and all the platforms have different messaging services that you can get access to with the platform. There's no reason to not do some of your follow-ups, via message, so people can quickly get back to you. Go to our next screen. So once you put out your ads, then what do? You've got an ad running. Well, you want to consider drip marketing because you want to do that follow-up. So whether you're utilizing Constant Contact with an email database, you're utilizing Ringy, CRM, or Agency Automator, you have a referral network, you're utilizing social media, you're looking at friends and family, you want to consider when you want to contact them. And again, it's not just, again, as I say, one and done. You put out that message. Okay, so now they didn't get back to you or they didn't respond. So you want to be able to contact them again. So when should you send out new drips? It depends on the campaign and what you're doing. It's not a bad idea if you sent out an email and someone doesn't respond that you follow up in a day or two. If you have their phone number, maybe you sent that email today and you give them a call later in the afternoon. You've left a message, you follow up again. You've got an ad running. People are, responding to your ad. First contact, you should get back to, them right away within the same day that you get those messages. How often should you do a drip? Well, I wouldn't repeat it so often that it annoys people, but you just space it out and you get a feel for it based on the clients that you're working with and the different mediums that you're working on. Go to our next screen. Now, anyone that I've talked to knows that I handle the Ringy platform. I'll tell you just briefly how this works. We run our ads on Facebook. People respond to us and request information. I send them information, letting them book an appointment. Once they book that appointment, they're doing that in Ringy, and Ringy then will send out messaging, hey, by the way, you have an appointment with us, just following up. And then we're able to contact those people. If we're not able to reach them, whether they scheduled an appointment or they didn't, we have drip marketing built into the platform so that it'll send out follow-up messages over, say, a period of 30 or 45 days. And the messages are all different. And you tailor them to your business, tailor them to what you're talking about. The Agency Automator, that's a great program. I mentioned it briefly with the Revenue Accelerator. We have Revenue Accelerator already built into the Agency Automator, where you can have a website, a CRM tool, and the ability to send out marketing campaigns. So these are really two great follow-up products that are great to have as part of your marketing plan.
Okay, good stuff. Beth, do you have anything else before I wrap this up?
Well, there's always more, but I think we've given a lot of information.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so I'm going to take it from here. I have just a couple slides and then we'll get everybody out in 5 minutes. If we can go to the next slide, Andrew. That was excellent. And like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of pieces here, and some of you will get it. Some are going to be a little lost, but if you picked up a few things that you can utilize in your everyday practice, it's a win. So, it's our job to go out and find everything and then share ideas that other agencies and other agents are using to help you, right? That's the name of the game. So, what this all comes down to, and yes, we just spoke for an hour about all this technology and all these moving parts, and what it all comes down to is if just think of your business, think of a McDonald's storefront, okay? And that's your insurance business. So all you're doing at the end of the day, you're making it as easy as possible for your customers to do business with you. Okay? So you want to make sure the store is clean, the menu looks great, the bathrooms are clean, they have a good experience, they're in and out in a timely manner, and they're happy. Okay? That's it. So think of this McDonald's, and then how are you going to advertise and market and bring people to your storefront? That's what Beth was talking about with all of the paid ads on Facebook, on Google ads, on your CRM marketing tool, right? It's reaching out like sticky fingers and bringing all these consumers back to your McDonald's, right? Or your website. Right? That's how you have to think of it. And then you have like your social media pages. That's like another sticky finger that will attract more people to you, also brand your name and get people to walk in to your front door at your McDonald's. That's what it's all about, right? So when you think about this and you think about your storefront, you want to make sure your storefront looks and feels great because we all know that most people are not going to sit down with you face to face for an hour to talk about how long you've been doing this and how great your clients are and how they all love you. So you have to make sure your website is very informative. It looks very credible, right? And you have to think about quoting. So let's just say this is your website. This is just a sample, by the way. Let's just say this is your storefront, your website, your home base. You want to make sure everybody that comes here, number one, you're tracking with like Google Analytics, which we just added for Insure Me Now Direct. You want to make sure the consumer can run a quote, right? Look at the bottom left corner. That's a free plugin if you're a Levinson agent, or you can, if you're utilizing our free website, that comes with it, okay? Or if you have your own, like I just said, we can offer that to you at no charge. But you want to make sure the consumer can come in, they can run a quote, 1, 2, 3, be in and out. Or if they want to go through the whole process, they can click on Insure Me Now Direct, okay? Which, by the way, you should have up and running as well. The next slide here, and like I said, I'll be done in about right before, let's say, 3 to 4 minutes, 4:10 p.m. Eastern time, and then we'll give away our Apple Watch. But these are very, very important nuggets. So the reason why I wanted to kind of lay this out in front of you, you have your McDonald's storefront, okay? And that's your home base. And we're not talking about marketing 20, 30 years ago. We're talking about marketing today and in the future. What I wanted to do is share this example. So imagine you're an insurance agent, you have your McDonald's storefront is your office, your home base, and now everything is set up. The McDonald's looks great, right? You have clean bathrooms, employees, right? You have that Disney World attitude, everything's wonderful, okay? Now you need to start bringing traffic to your McDonald's. So how are you going to do that, right? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to tell all your friends, family, network, and maybe you're even going to buy some leads to drive everyone back to your front door at the McDonald's. Okay? So, step one, set up your Ringy CRM tool because what that's going to do is take all of your prospects in this bucket, right? And this could be clients that already bought from you, friends, neighbors, all the above. They're in this big bucket. Ringy is going to reach out and touch everyone with a text message, with an email, right, with a push button phone call, right? That's digital, okay, to bring everyone back to your storefront. Okay. Step two is if you want to purchase these $1 million life leads, they're exclusive. They're like $30 a lead. Okay. Great, great, great investment. So now you have this huge bucket, leads, prospects, right? And you're going out and touching everyone. Step three is you can set up in Ringy, and we can even do this for you and help you get this set up, but you'll have the text message service, the email service, the call service, reaching out to every single person in your bucket, right? And then you can set up various campaigns until they schedule a call with you, right, on a shared calendar, in which you're going to get a text message to say, hey, Bill wants to talk at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, okay? And then you close the deal. But the whole point is you want to make sure you have your bucket, right? It's filled. You want to make sure you're taking your message out to all of these people. You're getting creative with your marketing and driving people back to your McDonald's. That's what this whole thing is about. Okay? It's not rocket science. It's really not. Once you figure out the basics and you have it set up, it's on autopilot, you're off to the races. Okay? And then you can focus on your day-to-day sales, activity, seminars, webinars, whatever you do, which, by the way, I highly suggest as well. Okay, the next slide here is my podcast. And by the way, you should have your own podcast. People thought I was crazy 5 years ago. Okay, now every other competitor of ours has their own podcast. I'm not going to say they're great, but you know what? It's good that they have their own podcast out. They took the first step. Anyway, this was my version 47 we sent out last night. I had the president of Standard Life and Manhattan Life that I interviewed for an hour. Okay, check this one out. It's a free training tool. I think you'll get a lot of good nuggets out of it. And think of how you're going to create your own little show, your podcast or your YouTube channel. And every month, maybe pick a different product, right? Or share some great stories. Even have some clients on there that can share how you help them. Whatever it is, you got to get creative and scrappy. Okay, my second to last slide here is future trainings. And we'll wrap up the year with these 3 live webinars on the bottom in blue. The first one is everything about disability. It's like a high-level DI 101 with our VP at Illinois Mutual. That's next week, 3 p.m. And then just below that, we're having, I'm sure you remember, Minnesota Life is now Securian Life. We're doing a grand opening webinar for an hour with our RVP. That's on the 7th, the following day. And then on the bottom, Columbus Life, they have some great niche underwriting programs, some great products. We're going to share a new sales idea on the 14th. So we're going to close out the year with those 3. And then my last slide here is the moment we're all waiting for, and it's 4:10 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm just on time, maybe 10 minutes late, but close. But real fast, what I want to do is I want to talk about my Positive Tuesday quote. And then on the right side, we're going to have our question of the day right now. We don't have to wait anymore. But what I want to do first is talk about my Positive Tuesday quote. What does this mean? Positive Tuesday absolutely means nothing. Okay? It's just our way of marketing and branding, right? Every Tuesday, our agents, which is our customer, right, knows we're going to send out a cute little picture and quote. Okay. Yes, we make these up every week. Yes, they're meant to motivate and inspire, but it means nothing. My point is you should be doing the same thing. Get creative. Call it IUL Thursday, LTC Wednesday. You have to get scrappy, right? The sky's the limit. We know there's no blueprint for a successful insurance agent or agency or IMO, right? It's up to you on how creative you want to be and how much effort you want to put in, right? Take ideas from other businesses, other competitors. I'm not saying steal ideas, okay? Don't reinvent the wheel. I said it earlier. Just change a few spokes, okay? That's what this is about. Pessimistic people complain. Optimistic people expect change, but true leaders create the change and leave nothing to chance. So again, let's be a leader. Let's keep our foot on the gas. Let's take action. Let's be creative. Let's try some of these new ideas, these strategies, okay? You never heard of Ringy? You thought it was an old school telephone, right, that goes in circles? No, it's a great tool In fact, you can even get a 2-week free trial that keeps your name in front of your bucket of prospects 24/7. That's it. You don't have to complicate things. Keep it simple. The old KISS method. My question of the day, I hope you were paying attention because this is a big giveaway today. It's for the holidays, okay? Whoever answers first wins. Get your little fingers on your keyboard. Let's rock and roll. I'm going to ask the question, and Andrew's going to tell me who was first and who was correct. My question is, I mentioned this and Beth mentioned it. That's my pro tip, my little hint. What is the name of the new Meta social platform that was created to compete with Twitter, which is now called X? Okay, what is the name of the new Meta social platform that was created to compete with Twitter, which is now called X? Tell me the name. We mentioned it a few times, and you win. What's the name of this new platform that just came out to compete with Twitter, now named X? Andrew, do we have a winner today? Apple Watch,
Yes.
IUL prospecting book on us. Winner of the day?
First correct winner is Doug M. Doug M.
Doug M, like Mary. The answer was Threads, Instagram Threads or Meta Threads, which, by the way, when we hang up, you should activate your account, okay, and start posting. Okay, let's keep our foot on the gas, everyone. I want to thank you each for taking the time and spending it with us today for the last 70 minutes. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be sending out part 1 and part 2 in the next 1 to 2 weeks. You'll also see a thank you email in your inbox this evening. I hope everyone has a great holiday season. I hope you walked away with a nugget, and I hope 2024 is your best year ever. Thank you again, and great selling.